Hey, it's your Pan African World Diaspora Champion, Trish Adora, and you are watching O Face Wrestling.
Hey guys, it's your girl Red Velvet, and you are watching O Face Wrestling.
Hola todos, soy la fashionista Roche Chanel, and you're watching O Face Wrestling. Smooches!
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today on O Face Wrestling. This is your host JT, and today I am joined by Mazzerati. So thanks for joining us today.
Hey, thanks. You forgot to mention Miss FWA, female with attitude.
Female with attitude, Maz two belts. We got her on the show. I'm so excited for this opportunity. So, I discovered you for the first time back in February, so almost a year ago on Hood Slam. So I want to start, with that being the first question, because Hood Slam, when I found out about that promotion, it's from my knowledge, it's like you Twitch stream only. Maybe you can stream it online elsewhere. I don't know, but that is the most underground wrestling show I've ever seen. So tell me a little bit about your experience wrestling with them.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. Glam has got to be probably one of my favorite promotions to work for. When I first got there, I was always nervous, and you're always going to be nervous wherever you go. But when I get into the ring, I can just feel everything, feel the crowd, feel the emotions, and it just lets you be you. And you just feel that energy. It's wild.
Yeah, the crowd seemed like really into the event the whole time, and it seemed like really intense and kind of scary. Like, it just like the kind of vibe and stuff like that. Like it's just so many people. Everyone's all hyped up. It's like a mosh pit, like one of those like heavy metal concerts and all. And I thought it was really cool. I don't know if he's like the owner or anything like that, but he's the guy that does like the commentary. He goes around and pours like alcohol in everyone's mouth, and I was like, wow, like I've never seen anything like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. It gets the fans really hyped. So I think that's pretty cool.
It's just cool. Everybody gets to lay back. Nobody's like, nobody has a stick up their ass. You know what I mean? So you could just be yourself, be you in and out of the ring. I can't wait till we go back. I miss them so much. Miss the whole fams.
Yeah, I really liked it too. It was just another, option for wrestling, like, seeing something, streaming on Twitch. And I like that too, because you can stream a lot of wrestling online nowadays when it comes to the independent circuit, but usually you have to have some kind of like paid subscription. Twitch you don't. So this is like a free way to watch wrestling. And I really like the thing they do with Glam as well, when it's like the all women events. I think that's really cool. And it's like the different type of wrestlers. Yeah, like there was a guy with one leg wrestling. I was like, wow, this is like really amazing. Like you literally get everything. And one of the title belts, it had like toys or something like that glued on it. It was just like it was different, and it was really entertaining product at the end of the day.
Definitely, yeah. One-legged dude. That is Harry. He is amazing. Love that dude. He works really hard, and for someone with one leg, he could definitely work better than half these guys that are out here right now with two legs.
Exactly. I was about to make that comment. Like he moves better than I do, and I got two legs. So that's just amazing how he just really overcome it. Because
His
if you
cardio is pretty good. I'm like, damn, I can't breathe. Hold up, I'm watching you, and I'm just like, can I breathe right now? He keeps going. It's crazy.
Exactly. Like, and that just shows that, like, you should never let anything hold you back, from, living your dream. I mean, I've seen, like the Wode, she has one eye, she wrestles, this guy, one leg, like, it's amazing, seeing
One
him
of our
work.
trainers at FSW, he wrestles with one lung. You know, it's amazing. So there should
Yeah.
be no excuses.
Yeah. No excuses at all. If they could do it, you could do it as well.
hmm
So now I want to go to the question that I normally start with. I just was really excited to talk about Hood Slam. So, what inspired you to become a professional wrestler?
Okay, so back in the well, still kind of am, but wrestling kind of actually made me girly. I was always a tomboy. I was in sports. I did a lot when I was a kid. My dad was like my best friend. We did a lot together. And around 90s, around an ending of 96, beginning of 97, it was before the Attitude Era started. And I just put it on TV one day and I'm just like, oh, there's guys kicking asses and stuff. And I'm like, it's pretty dope, And then I kept finding it because I couldn't find what day and what channel, like, you know, I didn't know at the time when it would come on. So I would just get lucky at times to be able to just catch it. Then I would actually start watching it more and more. And then I started finding out what days it would be weekly, and then started getting into it more. And I'm just like, wow, like this is where I want to be. And then I got to say around like 98, I was really getting into the Hardy Boys. And I watched them grow from before they were even anything. And then after with their the Brood, and then they took off, did their own thing. And then once Lita hit and they joined together, I was just like, oh, this is it. This is a badass bitch that I want to be. And I want to do all this cool ass shit that she's doing with them, whooping ass, because I could already kick ass already. You know, I used to just like always fool around, like do sports with the boys, mess around, box, whatever. So I'm like, I could do the same thing.
So I have to ask you, who do you like better, Matt or Jeff?
Okay, so funny story. Back in the days, I used to say Jeff Hardy was going to be my future ex-husband. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's everyone's choice that I've asked, but I mean, like, poor Matt, but you know, Jeff he was just the cooler one. I mean, he had all those tattoos and he did more of the crazier stunts and stuff like that. But
Because yeah, I was like that back in the day. So it's just like I liked doing all the wild stuff, and I was really a daredevil. I did some crazy shenanigans back in the day that I'm so glad I'm not like permanently hurt. But yeah, like it just Jeff was definitely just my style, and but Matt Hardy, he's definitely a dope dude. Like I've talked to him multiple times. He is definitely one I've looked up to since I was a kid. So being able to be in the same like promotion or show, or like even in the same room with him, it's amazing to get the knowledge that he has given me. You know, it's crazy. They say don't meet your heroes, but some of them are pretty cool.
yeah, I mean, it's, you know, obviously if you met your heroes and you had a bad experience, that would really suck. But I mean, it's always, you know, good getting to meet them and having that great experience. And it's like I met them back in 2016 at MCW. And it's actually kind of funny because that was when Matt Hardy had recently won the TNA Impact World Heavyweight Championship. And I didn't watch Impact at the time. Um, so when I met them, I congratulated him for winning the title. He had the title with him and everything like that. And he turned around and gave me this look like he was about to test me. He's like, "What's your favorite part?" Kind of seeing if I actually watch the product and follow what he's doing. And I like froze. I'm like, shit, like I don't really know. I don't watch this. I don't want to, you know, say I don't know. I don't watch. I'm not watching you right now. I was like, when you turn heel on, and I said EG3 instead of EC3, and he looked at me with a smirk and kind of like he was like, "Yeah, he don't watch this," and he's like, "Yeah, EG3's an asshole." Like I was like, "Yeah, he caught me." And the whole like for like a 10 minutes, I'm like, "Is it EG3?" Because I just did not watch, you know, Impact. I just had no clue, and I was like, "Oh fuck, I messed up. I met the freaking Hardy Boys, and I just screwed up."
It's hard to keep up with it because I didn't know about all the wrestling promotions until I started. I only knew of WWE, Ring of Honor, and you know, Impact, TNA back then. But then when I found out about all the indies promotion and all these other like great wrestling shows, I started getting into watching other stuff in Japan. And it's like hard to really catch up on everything because there's just so much wrestling and so much, like I want to watch UK, and like there's just different days where you just like, oh, what should I watch today? And then like, you know, it's hard to keep up because there's just too much. So it's hard to keep up with storylines sometimes, like, you know.
Yeah, it's impossible because, you know, for the longest time, I thought literally WWE was the only promotion. And then I heard about Impact, and then I heard about, you know, Ring of Honor, New Japan, and, you know, then, you know, AEW came along and I heard about WoW. And then when it came to the indies, like, I thought like MCW, because that's the closest promotion to me, I thought that was really one of the few indie promotions. And then I come to find out there's like thousands of independent promotions out there. It's insane, and that's good because it gives fans a lot of options too, like when it comes to, you know, actually being able to travel and go watch it. Because, you know, if there was like only so limited, you wouldn't be able to get that you know, the promotions wouldn't be able to get the exposure like they can. But then that's also the beauty of like technology and streaming and all that. Now a lot of these promotions are streaming too. because even with the amount of promotions, if, I live in like Maryland and this promotion's in Florida, how am I going to be able to really even know about it, if it wasn't for like social media streaming? So I think that's a really cool thing too. But yeah, like you said, like it is very hard to keep up. I watch, Impact and AEW on demand, usually on like Fridays and Saturdays, and I try to watch NXT as well. SmackDown's like the only show I can actually watch live because of my work schedule, and it is very hard to keep up with, all the storylines. Which is, I mean, it's good that there's a lot of promotions, but like I said, it's just you can't keep up with all of it at the end of the day.
I missed a lot of what I've liked when I could only just get a chance to see highlights and stuff, and I'm just like, damn. But it's just because your schedule gets busy. Real life like just takes over, and you just don't have all the time to be able to put into what you really love to do.
Exactly, and it's like there is life, and I get so jealous when I get on like Twitter, every morning and I see all the same people every day tweeting about, the wrestling show that was on the night before. I'm like, you are so lucky you actually can watch the stuff all the time. But I mean, yeah, there's life, and just you can't be able to get to do everything you want to do.
Yeah.
So now my next question, and this is a pretty exciting question next. So you are a double champion. You are the Ohio Valley women's champion and the future Stars of Wrestling champion. So it seems like that's kind of like the trend in 2020, the double champion, kind of theme. So how does it feel being a part of that trend?
Wow, to be honest, shit. Well, I'll be honest, having one belt, I was just like, oh, dope. And then me with two, I honestly never saw that happening, to be honest. It's been a hard, like very hard, long road. And like, I know I have a lot to overcome and a lot to still learn. I'm not going to say I'm so freaking great. I deserve these, like, the best. But, I've been trying my hardest, like I said, work and like real life, like makes things so hard to get to where you want to be. So it honestly just feels like a blessing to me, especially after like this whole shitty year of 2020, just trying to break us all down. So I'm just happy to be part of something right now that's going on.
Yeah, I mean it's just like it's awesome being able to see people, being able to, instead of being just kind of like glued to one promotion, they're kind of going all over the place. And it's the fact that you have two different promotions that are that invested in you that they want you to be their champion. That really shows a lot about your work that you've been putting into the business and how much they value you. So I mean, that's just awesome. And I mean, you do look great with all those pictures with both belts and stuff like that. You really pull it off.
Thank you. No, it's pretty nice. I wish I want to do more with it. I don't want to just have them and sit on them. You know what I mean? Like I want to make meaning to them. I feel like if you just have a belt just because like, oh, you're a champion. Okay, cool. Like, why are you? Like, what makes you a damn champion? And that's what I want to show. Like, I don't want to just have it just to have it. I want to make it meaningful. I want to have meaningful moments, like storylines, the whole works. It's about that time. I've been here for a good 5 years now, 6 years almost, and it's like I want those moments. I want that time with that one person or two people. Like it just has to happen, and have it with the belt. You know what I mean? Like run with that, build it, make it mean something.
Exactly. And ever since you've, been a double champion, have you noticed like any difference in your career? Like, are you getting more attention, more like podcasts reaching out to you, more followers on social media, stuff like that?
Yeah, it's nice finally because like here and there, like it was hard to really get out. There was times we were making our ways with like just regular like small promotions. A couple years back, when we were just finally making our name. Then we had the big call, which was China, and we went out there for good 5 months. So when we came back, we thought like, oh yeah, we just did China for 5 months. We're gonna get all these bookings. This is gonna happen. Blah blah blah. Like this, it's from here from now. And then it was just the same like like regular bookings, like, not like, not talk show. I mean, like bigger promotions. That's what I mean. And like, I did get lucky. I got ROH, I got Impact, which was cool later down the line. But we came back from China, being homeless and living in weeklies and like, the whole works. Cause I thought like, oh, this is it, But then we went back homeless again because of wrestling. So like, we were just like, all right, well, we're back here to the bottom. Let's keep working our way again. Let's keep doing this, keep making our name. Let's get out there. And, now finally, like, took a minute, but getting some recognition now. And now, I've had a few opportunities that I missed because of financials. And it's hard to get out there because, in order to make money, you got to spend money. So, like, I'm just now getting a lot of good people on my side to really like talk to. It's hard when you don't have like that big supportive, like bigger people that could get you on, because that's how it is nowadays. It's like who you know. So the ones I don't know, are the ones just in the back, like hidden gems and not being able to like shine. If that makes sense.
Oh yeah, it definitely does. Like, and that's the thing about indies wrestling. Like, because of the fact, like we mentioned, there's not just a lot of promotions. There's a lot of wrestlers out there. There's just you would be like amazed at just how many different wrestlers they are, and you got to compete with them basically. Like, every wrestler wants bookings, and every wrestler is gonna do what they can to get the bookings, and it's the grind. It's getting your name out there, making an impact and stuff like that, and it's a lot of sacrifices. Like you said, you became homeless, and like that's something obviously I didn't know before this recording, but that just makes me feel even more appreciative to what you all do, because it's not like indies wrestling, it's not WWE or where you're getting like the big bucks and stuff like that. I've heard different stories, but from what I heard is mainly the merch. Like the merch is what like really helps yeah.
But, I need money for that too to get the damn merch.
Exactly too, because you need to buy your own merch. It just doesn't come in for free. So it's like you all like really
like gigs and wrestling bookings, and you gotta invest that money to get that merch, and in order to make that money, and it's a big circle.
Yeah, exactly. And it takes time too. It's, I can't imagine anyone just going out there their first year and becoming like this big deal and all. It's like you just have to travel and get your name out there. Social media helps, obviously. That's the one beauty about that nowadays. Like it's not word of mouth. It's, you got the social media to help get yourself out there. And like you said, it's who like that really helps too. Like, I have two really good friends who run a podcast, and knowing them really helped get my podcast name out there, because they had a pretty big name out there, and it kind of helped me get other podcasts to come in to support me and stuff like that. So I totally understand the grind and just how everything works in life.
There's like so many good women wrestlers that I've been able to become close with the past few months, and they've helped me get out to where I need to get to, like get other bookings. I've brought them out here to FSW to do the women's show, and it's like nice because they're good wrestlers. These are women wrestlers that are not being able to get a name, but because you're not a name, and it's like unless somebody that is known already and being like, oh yeah, bring that person's dope, then you're just kind of shit out of luck, unless like this person really does see your shit and like, what I mean, like, like that person. But it's really like word of mouth now, and like just like you just got to have that support, and sometimes you just don't have that support, and then you're just kind of like, oh, where do I go? What do I do? What do I say? How do I politic? Like, is the right move? Is this a bad move? You don't know who to trust. Sometimes people will like just straight screw you,
Yeah, there's a lot of politics in wrestling, and there are going to be people that are they're going to try to knock you down in order for them to get the shine instead. Like it can be competitive at the same time, but then like you mentioned, you will make a lot of good friends, and that helps too. If they know someone who runs a promotion, they bring you along, that helps you out, and then vice versa, you can do it to them. So there's just a lot of the good and a lot of bad in wrestling, and it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of time that you have to put into it at the end of the day. And
When
obviously they knew
I,
that, but
yeah, when I've been asked like, oh, who do you want to bring out? Like, it's like, okay, I love these girls, but you know what? They're already doing stuff and they're known and they're doing just fine, getting their like, you know, they've been doing great. And I love the girls that are out there doing so amazing right now, still being able to like get on these awesome shows and like, you know, it's great. But if like I get to mention somebody, I want to mention somebody that deserves a shot to get out there that I know will be great and, you know, needs to shine.
exactly. And that's kind of that's not kind of that's one of my like big goals for 2021 is like with my podcast. I like the I like the feature, all the women from the indies. Like I want to like start putting a stronger focus on like the women who aren't, you know, as well known, that are newer to the business or whatever, and put them on my show and hopefully, help them out, get them more followers, more supporters. I've been sponsoring different wrestling promotions, and that can, I can put in a good word for them. I have a really good friend that wrestles for MCW. I try to help her out and get her bookings and get her on other podcasts as well. Like that's like one of my big goals is to really like start focusing on that because I totally understand like just the conversations I've had, like, it is very tough. It's not as easy as what people think. It's the physical toll you take on your body, all the traveling too. Like I just drove 8 hours to Tennessee last weekend, and that drive killed me. My muscles were all stiff and sore. And I just imagine because you all do that all the time. It's not like you're taking bookings at a promotion 10 minutes from your house. Some of y'all are driving like across the across the United States, traveling to other countries. Like it's just crazy what you all do for this passion, and I think that's amazing that you all put that time and work and dedication because nothing's guaranteed in wrestling. You could be great, and like you said, if you're just not well known, it's going to be hard.
But you know, you only live once, so it's like, what do you want to do? You just want to work the rest of your life and not try to at least try to go for something that you think you could be like amazing, you know what I mean? You got to really put your whole like you just really got to put your whole trust in it, I guess. Like when I first started, like I had my dude at the time before Bugatti, and we had our place, we had our jobs, we had everything, and it was either it ended bad. He told me to either choose him or wrestling, and chose wrestling. Left my apartment, left him, left everything, and went homeless the first time or the other time, you know, and like yeah, so you got to make your choices, and I made a really good choice. I always thought this was just going to be a dream, something that was just always going to be something I'm dreaming out in my head the rest of my life. Like, but unless you actually put your feet in the cold, deep end pool, you know, you're not going to know if you could swim and make it to the end.
Yeah, I mean, you only fail if you don't try at the end of the day. Like just wrestling, if you want to make something of yourself in wrestling, you have to go all in. There is no, oh, well, I'll do this and that. Like, you have to really fully dedicate your life to it. And that's just how it works. Wrestling isn't like football or anything like that, where you can do it in college and, and you have, all these people kind of like helping you out. No, wrestling is like you're an independent contractor. Like, you work for yourself basically. And it's really tough. And it just like seeing how well you're doing definitely makes me happy because it really shows like hard work pays off, and if you really believe in it, you can do it.
Oh, I think I'm doing good. Thank you.
Yeah, I
Looks
mean, you
like I'm
got
doing
two
good.
belts right
Thank you.
behind you.
Thank
So I mean, you're
you.
doing something right.
Thanks. I'm trying. You just gotta keep pushing. You know, life's only temporary, so just live life to the fullest and do what you want to do. That's gonna make you happy. You know,
Exactly.
I'm not rich right now, but I'm really freaking happy with what I'm doing. You know,
Yeah, I
not
mean,
everything's gonna be a ball in the park because of financial issues, but as long as I'm wrestling, I'm able to do what I want to do. I'm happy.
yeah, I mean, you're at the point right now. Like I said, you got two belts. You're doing something right. I mean, just keep, you know, keep getting this momentum, and it's just gonna keep building up and building up, and you're gonna, eventually people are gonna be lining up long lines at your merch table buying the shirts, 8x10s, and then once you got AEW contacting you to be on, AEW Dark and all this kind of stuff, like, you're gonna get there if you keep doing what you're
Say
doing.
that louder. Just
AEW.
there we go.
But speaking of like, other promotions and all, you did mention Impact, and I did see you had a match versus Madison Rain. So tell me about how you got that opportunity and a little bit about that experience.
Oh, sorry, COVID. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I know. But with Madison, actually, it was pretty fun. I was very nervous. So, funny story. I did extra work the day before for them for Havoc and C Young's match. So I did that and I did a quick spot, but I thought that was it, blah, blah, blah. I did what I could do, help recruit the whole thing. And, I didn't think they were going to need me the next day because I needed to work. And I was working this what is it? A grappling event. And I was one of the timekeepers, but for Dave Mazzani, one of the UFC fighters. And I got contacted by my promoter and then two other people from my wrestling promotion, and they're like, "Where are you at?" I'm like, "What do you mean I'm working?" They're like, "You're booked tonight?" And I was like, "Booked for what?" And they're like, "Booked for Impact." And I was like, "The heck?" And like, I had to tell Dave, I had to tell Bugatti because Nick was there too. He was working on the side too, and I'm like, "Oh crap!" I'm like, "Hey guys, like, I know we're in the middle of of this and everything, but I was wondering, can somebody take over?" Like, luckily, like, I don't know why, I somehow something told me to take my bag with my gear and everything, and I had it with me. So I didn't have my car though. Where was my car? Yeah, I didn't have my car at the time. So I got an Uber. One of the other people called me an Uber. They got me down there. I'm all like not really ready. So my wig wasn't even sewed in for this match. So I'm sewing my wig in like the whole time in the Uber to get over there. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. I'm really doing this right now. And met up with her and Gail Kim. And Gail is one of, like, she is somebody I really love as a female wrestler as well. Definitely very talented. Love her to death. It was great to like actually have her age in it. And I was really nervous. And I had to work as a good guy for once. I hate being a good guy. But anyways, it was actually pretty fun. I didn't think I'd be able to do them. Like, I just was all in my head. And me and Madison actually had a nice match. It was really fun. I didn't want to hurt her. Obviously you're thinking too much that you don't want to hurt somebody like Madison Rain. And actually it was a great, nice TV match. They said it was a good job. I could have laid in and hit her harder, I guess. But I guess, I just wanted to protect her, be nice, be a little nice. But it was really fun. It was such an honor. Would love to wrestle for Impact again. There's so many girls I would like to work on there.
Yeah, like Impact's their knockout roster is low key like one of the best. Like,
Pretty lit right now.
Yeah, Kira, Tasha,
There's only one
yeah,
thing that would be better if they had a female with attitude up in that roster.
exactly. That would definitely be dope to see you there. Or like I mentioned, AEW, either one. That would be really, pretty cool seeing you there again. I mean, they know who you are. Obviously, you worked for them once, so
yeah,
hopefully you
there's
get
so
that
many
call.
good girls on their roster.
They do. They have a lot of women on that roster too, which is it's pretty cool. But they had with the amount they have now, why not add one more?
I'm gonna have to slither my way in there.
Exactly. So now I want to switch it off to like a non-wrestling related question. So what about yourself that's non-wrestling related? Would you want your fans to know, like, are you like a big gamer, Star Wars nerd, something like that? Like, what would you want people to
Ugh. What do I want them to really know?
know?
I'm a big Kingdom Hearts nerd.
So I'll have to be honest, I never played a Kingdom Hearts game in my life, and I am a big gamer too.
Wow. See, I love Kingdom Hearts. It's a little bit of mixture of Final Fantasy and a little bit of Disney. And I pretty much I've been a nerd for since the beginning years since I was yeah, how old was I? I was pretty young when the first one came out.
Yeah, I think the first one came out for the PS2,
Yeah.
somewhere around there. I remember my friend had it, and I was watching him play it, and it piqued my interest. But for some reason, I just never got it. And I think they had the remastered version come out like a year ago, maybe, or something like that.
I have like the whole collection on PS3, except for the new one that's on PS4 now, which I'm trying to finish the last two that I never finished yet, just so I could hurry up and do that. Because I'm already hearing they're making another game, and I'm just like, dude, you guys need to chill out. Like, let me just like finish.
Exactly. Like, be like Grand Theft Auto, have a new one come out like every 10 years. It's crazy. Their last one came out 2013. They still haven't came out the new one. It's like, when are they gonna do this? Like,
Oh,
because they used to come out with a new one like every 2 years or something for the PS2 because they had the GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas, and then PS4 had one. Well, actually, had two. It had four, and then five, and then nothing ever since then. So I'm excited for that.
I'm saying just how high tech the technology nowadays are pretty insane. So, it just like how it takes a long time for like a movie like Avatar or something like that to produce and make. I believe that's probably what's taking them so long as well, especially with
Yeah,
new graphics and everything's so advanced that it takes longer to like make everything nowadays.
yeah, that, and I
Just a
think
crazy thing.
it's usually such like a big game, and I know GTA 5 was huge, and I feel like they have to make it bigger and bigger every time. So God knows how much bigger this
Creative.
one's gonna be, because you could literally drive from one side of the map into the other one. I think it'll take like 10 minutes or something like that. Like that's just crazy.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm a GTA fan too.
Me too. I love it. I
Oh,
remember like
and also that is something you don't know about, Shayna.
that you're a GTA fan.
No, that I actually did do GTA back in the day, back in my gangster days. Sorry if I stole your car back in the day.
For a second, I thought you were kind of like saying that you like were involved in like the game or something like that. You know how they had like the girls and the
Oh
posters
yeah.
that come with the game or something. Like, hold up, what are you
No,
trying to
I
say?
was involved in real life.
Oh, and I don't know if you want to share that or not. They've been looking for you for like the last 15 years.
I know they found me.
They found you. So now my last question I have for you. So with the end of the year, we're entering 2021. So I'm sure you have lots of different goals. So what kind of goals do you have for 2021?
Uh, to get signed.
That's a pretty good one. Yeah, that's what we were just talking about too. Impact or AEW. Yeah, that's definitely like the goal is to get signed with one of the bigger promotions. Do you have? I know we talked about Impact and AEW. Do you have any interest in WWE?
Yeah, definitely. Like anybody that says they didn't want to go to WWE in the beginning, it's that anybody that had watched WWE first and wanted to be a wrestler, they can't say they don't want to go to WWE because
Hmm.
that was how they, wanted to be a wrestler. Now there's those that actually did start watching wrestling and indie like watching indie wrestling or something else. So I could see that they, don't care to really do WWE. But I don't know, I would have to say like yeah, like at least get your feet wet and try it out, you know what I mean? It's a
Yeah, I mean,
big
if it doesn't
thing.
work out, you still get that rub, and everyone's gonna want to book you after that. So it still like helps you out. The only thing with WWE, it seems like it's that schedule though. I couldn't personally handle that schedule, but I mean, you're wrestling like what,
It's
200
pretty
times a year.
nerve-wracking. I'm not gonna lie. I've been backstage a couple times. Yeah, you get nervous.
Yeah. So what would be your number one dream match for each for AEW, Impact, and WWE? One
Mm,
person from each roster that you would love to wrestle the most.
hmm. Well, at Impact, I said Kylie Ray, but now that she is gone, Um, I'd either have to say Rosemary or Kira Hogan. I'm a big Hogan fan.
Me too. She's the reason why I got back into it, honestly. And now that when I saw Tasha sign too, I'm like, I definitely got to watch this every week because they both together are just amazing.
Big fan. We'd love to have a tag team match against them versus me and my tag partner, Estrella. It would be great.
That would be pretty good. Yeah, it's funny when I first reached out to her, I had no idea that you two were not just friends but roommates. And I'm like,
Mhm.
wow, like, and it's such a big coincidence too because as of this recording right now, I dropped her episode today. I
Yeah.
recorded with, I recorded with your friend Jocelyn yesterday. So it's just like you all three, and it's when I scheduled all of these recordings and all, like I had no idea you all three knew each other until I saw that picture on Instagram of you all together.
Jocelyn was actually just staying here for. She's the one I got out here for the women's show, and yeah, it was pretty dope to have her stay the night and stuff.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, she was really fun. I don't know if she told you or not, but we had a long conversation about pizza during the recording.
That's so funny.
Yeah, both love pizza.
Let me fix this. Hope I didn't mess this up. Oh my gosh. Okay, shoot.
All
Okay.
good.
Ooh, thought I hung up. Yeah, I thought I hung up. No. Okay, good.
Okay.
Trying to
So now you told me about your dream match in Impact. What about AEW and WWE?
Oh well, for WWE, definitely Bianca Belair, and yeah, because that chick's got attitude. I definitely feel her vibe. Love how creative she is. Love that she does her own hair, her own makeup. Like she's definitely an independent woman. I definitely dig it, and she's so athletic. Love her moves, her style, just everything. Definitely would mix my attitude with hers.
Yeah, they need to put the belt on her ASAP. Like she's like literally the total package. I don't know what they're waiting for.
Yeah, she's amazing. For AW, that's a hard one right there, to be honest. Um, hmm. Yeah, because for the other ones, I've always thought about who I want to wrestle, but for AEW, I never really actually thought of that. Huh?
Because they're still new and they've been bringing in a lot of women lately, so it's like
Exactly.
something. So I mean,
So
they got Big Swole you could choose.
it's funny that you said that. She's actually probably would be the she's actually been one that I've actually wanted to wrestle for so long, and that's funny that you mentioned that because I forgot I forgot to mention her. Yeah, she would be the one.
Yeah, they don't showcase her enough there. I wish they kind of,
No.
put her out there more because she had a really good feud with Britt Baker, and
Yeah, I
you
dig it.
know they
She's
have her on
amazing.
Dark a lot, but I mean, I want to see her on Dynamite.
Yeah, she's another athletic, great independent female too, and I definitely dig her as well. So, just let me know, Big Swole. We can swole things up together.
I know she does some stuff on the indies, I guess, every now and then still, because I know AEW does give their wrestlers some freedom to do indie stuff. I just don't know how much. I think the last thing she did was with Mission Pro back in, what was that, August maybe? I think it was August. Yeah, I don't think she's done anything on the indies since then, from my knowledge. Maybe she has. I could be wrong. But yeah, like there are still the opportunities to wrestle some of those wrestlers because they are still doing. And I think I heard Impact's getting a little bit more strict with letting their talent do indie stuff. I don't know if that's just like a COVID thing or if that's actually like a long term thing or not. But it is cool, knowing that they could or can do that kind of stuff. It gives at least us fans who really can't go to Impact. I think Impact is strictly in Florida, so they don't really
Yeah,
travel. So
trying to make my way out there, so we'll see.
yes. But yeah, Maserati, that is all the questions I have for you. This was a really fun interview, and I have to thank you so much for joining us today on O Face Wrestling.
Hold on. I have to screenshot this because my hair looks beautiful in this lighting.
Perfect.
Sweet. There you go. Sorry, you just gotta get the nice
No, I think
angles.
that adds to the episode. Like you literally just did a screenshot. I'm probably gonna see it on social media later.
Yes.
So, is there anything you want to share with the listeners? You want to throw out your social media, any merch you got for sale or merch coming out soon that you want everyone to know about?
Working on merch, but if anybody does have anybody who has cool, like, creative designings, like, please let me know because I'm definitely open to any good recommendations right now. Struggling really hard on what to put on a shirt or on a beanie or on a mask right now. So, help a sister out.
All
And then
right.
also, please support the indie wrestlers like me and a lot of us that are here trying to, live our dreams. And, especially ones that are trying to get out there and get their names, watch them, like learn about them. You never know. That could be your favorite wrestler in a few years. You never know.
Exactly. And like I've had because when I first got on wrestling Twitter and stuff like that, I met a lot of WWE fans and then I started my podcast and a lot of these friends that I made that were really strictly just watching WWE, they became really big fans of some of the wrestlers that I, had on the show. Like my one friend, she just bought a holiday shirt. She did not know about her until my show. So it's like this is, helping, giving you all exposure. And just like I said, people give you all a chance. You'd be surprised. Like when I went to my first indie event back late in 2019, I just became addicted. Like, it's just as good as WWE. It's just less people in the crowd and people just need to give it a chance. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in to this episode of O Face Wrestling. I'll make sure you sub us on YouTube, give us a follow on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and you all have a great night.
Bye. Thank you.